A wolf that got his paw caught in a wire fence, but the rescue operation went awry. A wolf rescued by the workers out of the water as they thought it was a dog. And an exhausted wolf that couldn't eat or drink because of the plastic bottle on its head. Get ready to hear 5 amazing stories about wolves that would not have survived without human help. Number 5. Sometimes an animal rescue operation doesn't go according to plan. This wolf got his paw caught in a wire fence, and all his attempts to get out only further hurt it. Luckily, a kind person helped this wolf to get out of the trap. A man with wire cutters who, judging by his tracksuit, is a cyclist, is trying to cut the wire. Though the man has already cut the wire in several places, the paw is still locked and the wolf cannot get out of the trap. Finally, the rescuer cuts the wire in one more place. We are halfway there. Look at that wolf. It won't hurt a fly. That was the last thing I thought of, and a second later, the wolf lunges at its savior. Fortunately, the man has a great reaction and he bounces back at the last moment. Unfortunately, the video ends at this point, but I found what happened next. The man named Carmine, who was trying to free the wolf from the trap, said, "I thought it would just run away once it got free, but then it tried to bite me. I felt scared and walked off. Fortunately, I had loosened the wire enough for the wolf to free itself. I saw it running away a few seconds after I left." Number 4. A half-dead wolf with a bottle on its head was caught on footage, and it saved its life. A group of friends went to the woods to take pictures of nature, but noticed the poor animal. The wolf's head was stuck in a plastic container. Apparently, the wolf was trying to get some leftover food out of the container, but got its head stuck inside. The animal couldn't eat, and the lack of food made its body increasingly weak over time. The wolf would have surely died if these people did not dare to help it. They called the Department of Forestry and tracked the wolf for 2 hours so it would not leave their sight until rescuers arrived. According to one of the men, all this time other wolves were watching them from afar, but did not try to attack. Soon, the rescue team arrived. Having tranquilized the wolf, the vets removed the bottle. They checked the wolf's body for injuries, but other than the fact that the wolf was weak, there were no other injuries. They doused the wolf several times with water, and the animal soon regained consciousness and returned to the pack that was still waiting nearby. I'm sure that without the help of these people, the wolf would not have survived. Thank you, guys. Number 3. This wolf was in big trouble. It was slowly dying of hypothermia in an icy river. It was almost absolutely exhausted, malnutritioned, and also wounded. Rescuers found several bullets in its body. People decided to help the animal in trouble. First off, a few kind souls noticed the wolf in the water and called the police, who reached out to wildlife rescue. The rescuers and vets responded immediately and headed to the area. They brought all the essentials: a cage, a stretcher, an oxygen tank, a tranquilizer rifle, and a first aid kit. When they arrived, the wolf was fighting death. The only way to rescue it was to use the tranquilizer rifle. The rescue team shot the rifle and soon carried the breathless wolf onto the shore. The most difficult part came later. It all went wrong after the rescue. The wolf's heart stopped beating. It was in critical condition. One vet performed cardiac massage, the other CPR. After a few minutes, the wolf's heart started beating. It was breathing at last. The rescue team put an oxygen mask on it and moved it to a stretcher. They arrived at the vet clinic shortly. The wolf's death was a breath away. The body was fighting hypothermia. However, many of you have probably heard about how resilient wolves are. Our hero needed some time and some injections. Then it began to come to its senses, and rescuers could even feed the animal. I am still having flashbacks to the previous video, so it makes me a little uneasy seeing a veterinarian feed a wolf. But apparently this wolf understood that people were trying to help it, or maybe this wolf was just too weak to attack them. The medical tests that were performed later revealed that the wolf had several bullets in its body. However, it turned out that the wolf had been shot a long time ago and the wounds had healed. Soon, the bullets were removed. This proud predator steadfastly and patiently endured all procedures and day after day showed a strong character and desire to live. Having gained 5 kilograms and withstood all the treatment, the wolf gradually began to walk again and then was released into the wild a few months later after its rescue. This wolf survived against all odds. Bullets and cardiac arrest nearly took its life, but it survived thanks to the help of these brave people. I hope life is kind to it now. Number 2. This poor boy's paw was trapped. It turned out that the wolf had been there for 2 days until it was spotted by people walking by. They reported the wounded animal to the Wildlife Service. The wolf was extremely tired and did not resist help at first. The man managed to throw a noose around the wolf's neck rather easily. At first, the wolf was trying to get free, but soon calmed down. Then the men began the rescue. While one man held the wolf to the ground, the other man approached the predator and without making any sudden movements, began to open the trap. Although the wolf was in horrible pain, it patiently endured the entire rescue operation without making a sound. After a while, the trap was removed from the wolf's paw, and soon the rescuers removed the noose from its neck.
There you go. Good boy. All right, buddy.
The wolf runs away without even turning around.
Beautiful animal, isn't it?
Well, I imagine that deep down it was still very grateful for the rescue, even though it was the man that hurt it in the first place. Number 1. This wolf fell through the ice and struggled in the icy water. A bridge was being built nearby. The workers noticed the animal in the water, but at first they thought it was a dog. The video doesn't tell us how the men managed to save the animal because the ice was thin even for a wolf, not to mention a man. But you know builders, if they want to do something, they'll do it. To cut a long story short, the wolf which the men took for a dog was rescued. It is hard to say how long the animal spent in the icy water, but the wolf clearly had no strength to show its character, and it gladly accepted the kind people's help. They put it on the car floor and it was very quiet throughout the trip to the vet in a nearby town. The wolf snuggled up at the feet of a man and slept the whole way. When the wolf was brought to the vets, it was in a rather critical condition, barely reacting to its surroundings, affected by hypothermia. The vets finally noticed that the construction workers had rescued not a dog, but a wolf. I wish I could see the faces of these men when they heard this news. This story ended well. After being under medical supervision for some time, the wolf soon regained its strength and was released into the wild. Do you want to hear about a group of penguins who got stuck in an icy ravine and couldn't get out? They would have starved to death if the BBC film crew hadn't decided to break all their rules and intervene. Click on the video to see the stories of the penguins who needed human help. See you there!